Okay, good day everybody. King, um, hardware script. Since the last video, like I said, I already uploaded the source code on GitHub. I'll also attach it to the video just so you can see and understand it. So, in case you didn't see the last video, hardware script. What is hardware script? Hardware script is not a programming language, it's more of a description language, something similar to SQL and the likes. I can't remember now, but it's description. So why not just use existing languages like Chisel, Magic, what can I remember? Even standard Verilog. Hardware script is not anything new. I use the UV syntax to make it intuitive to use, nothing too complex. Hardware script is just trying its best to amalgamate a lot of things in physical hardware and bring them properly into software. Like I said before, it works already in software, but we need something that was fast. I would have used or built it on top C, but this trend of Rust, and again, I've been using Rust for other projects, so I just decided to just use Rust, the Rust compiler, Rust programming. There are a bunch of reasons why, but we went with Rust. We have very fast builds. The language currently is very fast. We've done a lot of stuff. In fact, we are done with the language itself. All we are doing is some minor patches here and there and proof of work. Proof of work in the sense that we're using hardware script to write things in hardware. For now, we are sticking more of PCBs because we have, luckily, I was able to meet people that actually design PCBs to actually test if it works. So I've been building things from wires to automatic routing to connect coppers to wires to pads, the um, the substrates systems just for PCBs right now. If you go to the, I haven't released it yet. It hasn't been released yet. But the whole code, if you have the Rust language or you have the Rust compiler on the Rust compiler on your system, you can compile it by yourself. I want to get to at least version 0.2 before I do the official release. Beta release, not necessarily, because a lot of things still needs to be changed, especially for the chip aspect. Hardware script, you can write it for both higher level or lower level. Higher level in the sense that you can just say import this, import that, bring everything together, place this here, auto route this. You can use for loops and while loops to expand something from something as simple as just 1 bit all the way to 126 bits, and it's very uh, small. And it's very fast. That's just the good thing about it. Now, luckily for me, the people I was able to meet online, though I have a lot of backlash that it cannot work. It's it's the project itself is very funny. It's more of for me that I have access to a lot of software. No, let me go back. Software engineering and software design itself, because of the use of AI, is very accessible. And again, you can just open your laptop and start coding and building a lot of stuff, be it for web or be it for desktop or be it for servers or backend, whatever. It's much more accessible than hardware. I love hardware more than software, but unfortunately, the design, even to learn, do again contradicting myself, to learn how to actually build design. For example, let's just start with printed circuit board. To learn how to learn the whole um, EDA industry, you have to go and learn with Artium, with KiCad, a lot of softwares. But seeing that I've already spent 6 years learning how to code and stuff, I can't manually type, but I orchestrate system. I'm a system developer. It's better to just use or tell an agent or an AI to help you design this and that, then learn as you are going. But agents are very good at drawing, but what they draw is not necessarily correct. You can see that KeyCard or Artium using their this might eventually add plugins so that AI can help you design those things, but it's not really native. AI truly and fundamentally understand text, not necessarily graphics. Like I said, still contradicting myself because we have Gemini 3 points, we have Gemini, Nano Banana, even the Flash models are very, very good at, but for something to for use of AI um, is purely text. So with this, if you have a language dedicated to physical reality, that's what hardware script is for. Used for designing chips, used for designing PCBs. Though we've not fully tested the chips aspect, but the PCB aspect is fully being worked on right now. We're even trying to more projects will come our way. Let's not to go into that will take too much time. So hardware script, there is no website for it now. There is no full documentation. All documentations are inside the organization, inside in the GitHub. So everything is still within the GitHub. Nothing is new. Nothing is official. How does it work? You can also check it there. The entire thought process, everything has been archived, but well documented to understand how everything came to be. The entire system works like a game engine. We use voxels, but in the export layer and everything, it smooths everything out and makes everything very, very beautiful for the 3D design. The main goal, what is the end point? What is all these blah 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 hardware scripts? What are we trying to achieve? Hardware script is trying to compress the entire, again, contradicting myself. Five people, six people can design one person can design PCB using the standard Altium keycard, whatever they use, and they will design something correct. In fact, the person that is even not necessarily assisting me with the project, but the person that I hope will be able to assist me, yeah, me with the project because he lives in the United States and he has access to actually print those circuit boards. Unlike me that don't live in Nigeria, that don't have access to that, but preceding myself. Hardware scripts, you'll be able to give AI. AI will just read the documentation since they were not trained on the language. They'll read the documentation, they'll be able to write hardware scripts. Hardware scripts ships with the standard library, meaning that I've already done some basic components already into the language so you can import it and you can write your own. The hardware script packaging manager too is also coming, but it's not here. The hardware script monitor is here, but we've not done the native binary for it. Not the native binary instead of the application. The native binary in the sense that hardware script after you compile it will also give you native hardware script binary. Those binaries um, have the 2D, that's the DXF, the 3D, the GLB, the SPICE, and the drill files are probably the, you don't need, yeah, those four files will be available inside the binary file. Or you can actually use flags to make sure the output the dedicated files for you. Now back to the original point. What is this for? Hardware script allows you to build very, very complex hardware on your own. You can use agents, you can write it manually, anyhow you want it. So once you are done, you can upload, other people can import it, build on top that, continue. Multiple people can do it. It comes with reproducible builds because of the log file. Anything the auto router does, it stores it in the log file. Anybody else that try to build on any system will build the exact same thing if nothing in the code changes. And if anything changes, like you just move something a bit, because of the log file it remembers, then the pattern becomes deterministic. And anybody else can write a pattern for you. You can write trombone, you can write spiral, pattern for the algorithm for the auto router, then it will be connected and give you something similar to what was intentionally written inside the pattern library. So with hardware script, the final goal is that everything is fast. Another example, I'll still come back. For another example is that everybody wants to go to SOCs, then stack SOCs. I understand that to build all these type of systems might be bringing serious limitation to the conventional technology. For example, I think when using Artium design or Cadence or Synapses or whatever you use, since you are looking at the file in 2D or in 3D, it becomes ever complex since those 3D files become intertwined, especially when you are stacking them on top of each other. Nobody is saying the current system doesn't work, but I feel like typing it or letting AI type it in a language that fundamentally understands 3D structures. Like I said, the entire engine is built on voxels, 3D cubes. So there is nothing that you cannot create inside for hardware. It's supposed to be for hardware. I'm not asking you to create game engine. It's supposed to be designed to create hardware. So PMOS, MMOS, inverters, connection of those things to bigger projects. We've not done any significant projects yet. Like I said, we are still testing the language to see if it's possible. But we are having um, positive feedback from the system. So everything is on GitHub now. Anybody that is interested to join, more hands makes the work faster. Currently, Ayolo Kirifas, I'm the only one developing the application. I was one that created it. I was one that got the idea. I was one that researched for everything that could possibly work for it, brought everything together. I think this is the fourth month now that I've been on the project. The initial commit here to the organization, I moved the project from my private repo. I copied it to the or recommitted it to the organization. So everything is there. So you can always, I think the email is there for anybody that wants to contribute. The code, everything is open source, but it uses double licensing. One, making it free, copyable for everybody. It's free, open source. Anybody can use it. You can put it inside whatever project you want to put. The second licensing is for commercialization. So everything is there in the documentation. But every big company that wants to infuse it into that system have to pay for licensing. So it's not free for them. You need licensing, but it's free to everybody else. That's why I said it uses a licensing strategy. So hopefully HardwareScript can do what we want it to do, design hardware systems as easy as complex or as easy as it can get. GG's. Thank you.